Hello to my intrepid souls flying through the universe with me. It is 2:57 a.m. on Friday, August 18th, 2023. 2:57 in the morning. And I went to sleep last night and I went clank. I was just going to take a little nap. But anyway, so I've missed 2 days, but this is the third day, and the third day, you know what that means. It means you can get off your ass, Phil, and do the exercise. So we're doing the exercise. But of course, if we're doing the exercise, you know what that means. You always know what that means. There has to be a big white rat right here. No, I'm biting. I'm going to bite it. Doing? I'm gonna watch you. What lippy? I just gave her a big old plate of rotisserie chicken that she promptly walked away from, but she'll go back to it and she'll eat it. She loves that tuna. Woo! She will eat the hell out of tuna. I can't feed her tuna all the time. Can't, you know. Too much mercury. Too much mercury. Which begs the question, how the hell is the tuna finding all this mercury? But anyway. And I got some tilapia I'm going to cook her this weekend. And I got some hamburger I'm going to cook her this weekend. Real meats from my real knucklehead. This is about working out. Don't lay down. If you lay down, I'm going to squeeze it like a zit. Hey, Poopy. Poopy! It's Poopy. Every day I get up, she leaves poop in the pan. She leaves poop in her pan for me. Alright, poops. They just gotta get to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, as Katrina Eats Kilos says. That little girl can eat. Oh my gosh, she can eat like 10 plates of food. Same with a girl named Leah Schutkever and Katrina's boyfriend Randy Santel and a guy named Mr. Beard and another guy named Ben Dean. 5 competitive eaters. All fun to watch. Mr. Beard's funny as hell. Mr. Beard's funny as hell, man. He finishes his food, freaks everybody out, and then he asks for the dessert menu. I love you, little pumpkin face head. I'm so happy to see you getting better. What you doing, man? You silly. Is it silly? Yeah. It's silly. What you doing, silly? Get it. I'm gonna squeeze it like I said. Alright. Yeah, he's got to do his exercises, okay? You got to take your flippy tail out of here, okay? I'm going to guard it. Squeeze it. I'm going to squeeze it. You know what you do. Love you too. Love you too, little monster. It's my attack cat. Beware to all who try to break in this house. This attack cat will attack, won't you? She run like hell. What are you doing? You're not allowed. You are not allowed. What are you doing? Yeah, I love you too, little monster. Yes, I do. But they didn't go to work. He got to do his thing. He got to do his exercise thing. Okay? Love you, little monster. No. Now, gosh darn it. You're not facilitating my workout today, you little monster. Alright, we gotta stop. Come on. Here we go. You know what this means. Alright? What? I'm gonna buy you 6. I'm gonna buy you 14. What are you doing? Huh? She getting mad now because I stopped petting her. Yeah. She getting mad? Yes, she is. Little monster. Little monster. Alright, Bobby. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the attitude. Look at the attitude. Look at that face. Look at that face. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Ready? Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Thank you, Lord, for letting me do this workout. Please, Lord, intervene and help me do it every day again. I can't make excuses. This is no excuses. I missed them 2 days, but I get back on it every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Alright, here we go. Individual knee lifts, 20. Double knee lifts, 20. Individual straight leg lifts, 20. I can really feel where my back got tight on that exercise. So that's good. That's good that I'm working it. So each time I lift one leg, it pulls the muscles across the back from one side to the other. All the way across the back down the lower spine. When I go like this, I can feel it in my back. All the way through here. Butt muscle back through the back here. I can pull it, I can feel it pulling up to about the midpoint of my back. I go like this, it pulls the other way. And what that is that's telling me that without me doing this exercise, in about 3 days, if I went 3 more days without doing this exercise, I'd be having back spasms. That we have to be getting massages, have to be taking pills, have to be putting back rub, back. There's appliances you can buy and there are heating pads you put on your back. Or I might not be able to work. So I was about 3 days away from not being able to work. All from missing my exercise program 1 day, 2 day. 1 day, 1 day, 2 day. 1 day, 2 day. And doing it like 2 days in a row, 1 day. 2 days in a row, 1 day. So it shows you what the value of doing an exercise program every day is. Alright, so this straight leg lift, when I do this, these 20, I'm really going to feel it in my back. Because what it does, it pulls both of those muscle groups in the lower back behind here, and it stretches them every time you come all the way back here. And what you're doing is you're using the weight of your legs. You know, that's why I say you don't need to be lifting huge amounts of weight. I mean, it's nice to be able to do that, but it puts a lot of stress on your muscles. And this is not about that. This is about loosening things up and getting your body into what your brain into what your body's doing. Because it actually is two people working together every day. We always live in our brain, you know, unless we're stoned, or unless we're high, or unless unfortunately, some of us are mentally ill. And I can tell you, nobody chooses to be mentally ill. Nobody. Nobody chooses to be so out of whack that they don't know what the hell they're doing. Okay? And I know people say, well, they take drugs and that happens. They take the drug to relieve the pain they're in. Unfortunately, the side effect is that they're out of their mind. It doesn't mean you should justify what they do because they were stoned or high or whatever. I shouldn't say stoned, because stoned is normally about pot. Pot is usually, if it's natural pot, it's usually, provided a person's not driving a vehicle, it's usually a relatively innocent situation, because people who usually smoke pot are pretty mellow, as far as I've done. As averse to people who drink alcohol, who get to a certain point where they're cool and then all of a sudden they fly off the frickin' handle like a hand grenade. Anyway, let me get back to this. I'm about to get postal here. I'm about to get postal! Alright, here we go. We did the individual straight leg lift. Now we're doing the double straight leg lifts. 20. Oh! In that group of exercises, when I first started it, I could feel the limitation. My legs could barely go past straight up. And after about the 15th, 16th one, my muscles started relaxing and my legs would start coming back at an angle off of straight up. Now, if I do this every day, my legs would come back here like a 45-degree angle. That shows you that my back is fully stretched. So I've got a ways to go, but you can't force this. This is why it's important to do this every day. And I'm talking to myself here. Like I said, I post these as encouragement, but I post them as encouragement to myself too. To keep doing this workout, because it's the only way that you're going to stay limber and moving. You know, is to stay limber and moving. This is where people are heroes, my heroes. The old people across this whole world that are 90 and 100 years old, of every race, and it's every race. You can't single out one race and say they've got it all situated. We have elder people of every race and creed who live that life standing up tall, walking around until their very final days. They're not taking 40 medications. They're not making doctors rich. They're taking care of themselves, and they have, you know what it is? I'll give you the secret. The secret is they have something in life that they love to do. And it's not something that, you know, somebody who is a moneymaker would think, well, they're not making money, or they're not this, or they're not that. It's something that fulfills their spirit. If it's something as simple as going out and walking down the street every day in their retirement with their loved one. If it's going, and by and large, it involves other people. You've got to involve other people in your life. Whatever that means. Go to a church, go to bingo, get a job, go help people at a old folks home. Go help young people, because young people need help. You know, the young are only as good as we teach them to be. If we don't teach them to be good, they're not going to be good. You know? So these old people are my inspiration to be as vibrant and healthy as they are when I'm their age. And each one of them, I mean, when you see an old person who's bent over and they're unhealthy, it's not a cause to denigrate them or to pity them, but it's our duty to help them. It's like I told the story about the lady that was in Charlestown, and she was so bent over from arthritis in her back. And when I saw it, it made me angry. Not at her, but at our medical profession. Because I believe there's no excuse for this. Because what she had was, what it looked like to me was she had a long life of hard work and arthritis and no recurring physical training and nutrition that failed her and a doctor's community that failed her. We failed her. And now she's bent over, all the way over, in a 45 degree on a cart, pushing herself through Charlestown. And all she wanted was to know how to use her card. I love that lady because she was still getting out, and I spent 20 minutes helping her with her card because somebody needed to do that. And you need to know when it's your turn, okay? As soon as you say somebody should, that's your turn. That's your turn. That's when God says, okay, it's your turn. Somebody should help that lady. Well, it was my turn, so I stepped up. It doesn't make, I'm not telling you this story to get a pat on the back. I'm telling you this story because it's going to be your turn today. You know? As you're walking out of the store and you see a lady that's got 2 kids in the cart and a basket full of groceries, and she's got a phone on her shoulder talking to a husband who's working because he's got to work. He'd love to be there helping her, and maybe she needs some help. You know, she sees something fall out the cart and she doesn't notice it. She's walking away from it. She says, hey, here's this. Can I help you load your vehicle? Now be careful, because look, don't be a creep, because you can be creepy and you scare the crap out of people. But I there was an old guy, it was about a couple of months ago, and man, this guy was physically messed up. He was about 80 years old. It was hotter than balls that day, and balls is pretty damn hot. And I could see he was rolling slow, but he was rolling. And he had a cart full of stuff. He was about to start putting in his truck. I think he was driving an SUV, but anyway, he had the door open. And he was rolling slow. And I walked by, I didn't get close, because this is another thing. Don't walk up to people when you ask this question. Just walk by a distance and then say, hey, I noticed you got a lot of stuff there. Would you like some help loading it? I'll be happy to help you load it. Especially if you got an old person that's bought water, like a thing of water, and they're trying to get it up into their trunk. They really appreciate it when somebody says, hey, can I lift it up for you? And it's not about getting credit. It's about knowing that that's you. That's you. You're looking at you. Someday that's going to be you. And you need to pay this forward. You need to teach this lesson that not everybody's a piece of shit, and not everybody's going to walk by somebody that's suffering and just keep on walking. I said that to the guy. I said, can I help you load your stuff? Are you okay? And he looked up at me and he judged me for a second, and then he realized I was just being honest and nice. And he said, no, young man, I got it. Thank you. But thank you for asking. I said, no problem, sir. You have a good day. And I walked away. And I walked away. I left it with a smile because I gave a shit. And that's what I want you to do. I just want you to give a shit, you know? Look around and don't judge people. If you see somebody with tattoos and they're having a bad day, and obviously something's going wrong, but you see something happen, they drop a receipt or something drops out of their car. Say, hey, young man, you dropped this, or young lady, you dropped this. And they'll appreciate it, and you go on your way. Don't make a big deal about it, just give it to them and go on your way. Anyway, sorry, I don't know why I got on this. It just, every day you make a difference. Every day you make a difference. Every day you make a difference. It worked yesterday, because it worked yesterday. I got to work to do an office. And the office was being still painted. I had to wall mount some stuff on the wall. And the painter was just finishing it up that morning. And it was kind of bad because we had to put stuff on that wall. But I know something about modern paints is that if you're using a quality modern paint, they will dry pretty quickly, okay? Within about 2 hours, I could work with it, okay? And then we talked, and he said, well, I was told to be done with this room today, which means he could have been done any time that day, but he was done in the morning. He knocked it out in the morning because he knew. They said, be done today. He knows that they probably didn't give him a good heads up, you know? And I knew that. I said, I know, man, I know. Be done today. They should have told you to be done yesterday. I know, I get it. And he appreciated that so much. You know, gave me the fist bumps and thanks, brother. I appreciate that. I said, look, I told the lady, I said, I can't touch this man's walls. I gotta let it dry. Because he does such a nice job here. And he did. When it dried, it looked like hell. Wet, because I could see all the roller marks. But he's a pro. And I had faith. And when it dried, it looked beautiful. But anyway, so I said, look, it's going to take us probably 2.5 hours to get the stuff unboxed and in here anyway. So we got that about a time, and then I'll see, but it's no big deal. He says, look, I'm going to go see if I can find a fan. So he did. He went and found a commercial fan, put it in the room. It was blowing. The little lady we were doing the work for, she's a librarian, and she appreciated that so much just because I was chill. Because she was so used to people, contractors coming in and being spoiled pieces of shit and not working with people. And I just happened to not be I was a spoiled piece of shit when I was a kid, and
and I deserve every ass beating I got. But my parents gave me a life example of being wonderful human beings and having a little tolerance and having a lot of tolerance. And when you see things, analyze it. Think about it. See what's going on, you know? Don't judge something right off the bat. So long story short, we got our stuff in there. It looked like it was going to be a nightmare to roll in, but it turned out to be a little bit less of a nightmare. A lot less of a nightmare because of the guy I was working with. Because I happen to be working with a guy named Michael that's really top-notch. He's a fine installer. He knows what he's doing. And he just wants a little bit of a break, you know? And I don't mean a break work-wise. I just mean a little bit of respect. He's a good guy. Anyway, we got this stuff rolled in. We got the stuff unboxed. We unboxed the truck as much as we could. Got it inside. He built the desk and stuff while I put the stuff on the wall. The job got done. The lady was happy. So the painter was happy because I was a decent Joe. And I was happy because the painter realized I was, you know, I get it. You know, I get it. You know. His bosses need to tell him to be done a day before that. Because the guy was trying to do his best. He could have been done at 3 in the afternoon yesterday. Which means I would have never been able to put my furniture in. So, it all worked out. But we just gotta have a little tolerance with each other, you know? Just have a little tolerance. It's like when the lady hit me, like in my car. It hadn't been hit in 20, we've owned that car 20 years. I've never had an appreciable accident. I did get hit in the back one time by a lady that was on her phone. And it made me so mad I couldn't see straight. But it didn't leave any damage. And this left a little mark on the side of the car. But she destroyed her Nissan Maxima. But I could tell the lady was having some kind of issue. I don't know if she was insurance scammer, car insurance scammer. I didn't know if she was just distracted. I don't know what it was, but anyway, she drove in the side of my car. I was so mad I couldn't see straight when I got out, but when I looked at her face, I could tell something was going on with her. And she pulled her information out, and she tried to hide part of her information, which was a red flag. But that's cool. I took a picture of her finger over her document. But when we talked to the insurance companies, Geico's mine and hers was State Farm. I tried to use her app, which is shit. I hate apps. I talked to the Geico lady on the phone. She was cool. I talked to the State Farm lady on the phone. She was cool. Then State Farm's legal lawyers called me trying to get a statement, you know, because they're always dreading this, right? Everybody always thinks that an insurance company is a way to make money. You know, I should have got $500 from my car getting hit, blah, blah, blah. I was like, you know what? It's a few scratches on the side of a 20-year-old car. If they paint it, it's going to look like a hoopty. I'm going to have this big, pretty side of my car. All I got to do is take a little bit of mineral oil, mineral spirits. I can take the paint off. I can polish it, and hopefully it'll look okay. And the lady on the phone from State Farm was in shock. But the thing that got me was when I told her, I don't know what the lady was thinking. She looked right at me like she didn't see me. She looked like she didn't see me. And then she pulls out in front of me. I'm coming through the intersection. I went to move off to the side. I went, yes, no accident. And then she accelerated the side of my car. I went, oh, shit. But she caused about $3,000 worth of damage to her Maxima. And my car was like about, what, $300 worth of this and the other. But anyway, a little tolerance, you know, that's all I'm saying. A little tolerance. Spread a little God's joy in this world, you know. We got people trying to tear us apart. Trying to say, you gotta think this way, you gotta think that way. We don't gotta think that way, man. That's the politicians and people who want to exert power over our lives telling us that crap. YouTube tells us that crap. You're gonna think this way. You're gonna think that way. Oh, this is no good. We're gonna take that video off. We're gonna take that video off. We're gonna demonetize you. I don't ascribe to that. I ascribe to the idea of what God tells me in the Bible, what the life example of my parents was, which was being decent to everybody. You know? And when you spread that, then you spread more in the world, you know? I would wish that people would stop shooting each other, and that is not a function of getting rid of guns. That's a function of people deciding to not shoot each other. Decide to not shoot somebody. Okay? Please. Decide. It's easy to kill someone. That's the easiest thing you can do. That is the laziest thing you can do. It doesn't take any effort to kill anybody. It doesn't. It's laziness. It takes so much more work just to have tolerance, to realize that your life matters and that their life matters, and that the extinguishing of a life is an act that should never be done. Just even bullets, shooting bullets, they don't know where they're going or what they're going to strike. So just please stop killing each other, okay? Anyway, sorry. I gotta get back to this. Triumph Crunch 20. What? Oh, that's tight. Hey. Tight. My neck, my shoulders, woo, that really was a battle. I can't miss these exercises like this. I gotta get back into the everyday thing. Alright, here we go. Ooh, 20 squats. 20 squats. Work them ankles, work them hands. Go like this. See that? All you gotta do is that. Stretch, 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 stretch. Take your hands. This was something that when I got into an accident and I messed up my hand here. This is one of the exercises that the physical therapist had me do. Touch your finger on each one like that. See? I can barely touch that. That's because this is tight here. They put my hand back together. I got my head stuck underneath the top of a car and rolled over at 90 miles an hour. That was a bad one. But that's where God put a little dent in the hood, because when the car slammed into the ground upside down, the hood, the top of the roof bent in,